The unstoppable German juggernaut is finally halted. Ghana play out of their skins and the Mannschaft have to come from behind to salvage a 2-2 draw. Miroslav Klose is the super sub for Germany and scores within a minute of his arrival to equal Ronaldo's record of 15 World Cup goals. The Super Eagles notch up their first win of the tournament. Bosnia have a goal ruled out and find themselves going home. Come at the hour, come at the man. Lionel Messi strikes a wonderful goal in added time to end Iran's heroic resistance. It needed that extra bit of magic to unlock the tightest of defences. And Portugal find themselves in a must-win encounter tonight against Jurgen Klinsmann's Americans, even as they sweat on the fitness of World Player of the Year, Cristiano Ronaldo. Good morning. 7 with the right foot, 1 with the left and 7 with the head. Wondering what I'm talking about? Well, those are Miroslav Klose's stats as he joins Ronaldo on 15 World Cup goals. Very good morning to Karim Ben Sharifa and Novi Kapadia, and they over the years have enjoyed Klose's goals. We'll talk about that match in more detail. Three-time champions Germany and Ghana played out an absolute thriller last night in Fortaleza, with 4 goals coming in the second half as the teams ended 2-2 on the night. The first half was played at a sedate pace, with both teams having periods of possession. However, the attacking quality in the final third left a lot to be desired. Both teams made changes at the beginning of the second half. Brothers Kevin Prince Boateng and Jerome Boateng came off for either team. Mario Götze then opened the scoring in the 50th minute, coasting in past the 2 centre-backs to head the ball onto his own knee, which beat Ghana keeper Roda. The response was immediate. 3 minutes later, Andre Ayew headed past Manuel Neuer in his 50th international appearance. And then Ghana turned it around when a German error saw Asamoah Gyan run in from the right wing to slot in past Neuer. Jogilo then threw on the veteran Miroslav Klose and Bastian Schweinsteiger, and Klose responded with a poke after a flick on for his 15th World Cup goal that ties him with the Brazilian Ronaldo. Both teams had chances to win it, but perhaps fairly, it ended 2-2. So let's look at how this match panned out. Interesting one, this one. 2-2 the scoreline. 59% ball possession for Germany, 41 for Ghana. But this is the interesting one. 20 shots on target for Ghana, almost double that of Germany with 11. On target 10 for Ghana, 6 for Germany. Novi Kapadia, we were both in South Africa in 2010 to see the Ghana fairy tale. In a sense, they did it again, and it would be fair to say they gave the Germans a massive fright.
Yes, the resurrection of Ghana. I mean, this was really like a renaissance, the way Ghana played. The second half was one of the finest of the World Cup. And at one stage, I mean, you know, it seemed that all German weakness in the last year or so, the vulnerability in defense. I think the crucial moment for me was when Jordan Ayew ran through the defense and it was a weak finish. If at that stage they had gone 3-1 ahead.
2 minutes left at that point, yeah.
Yeah, 3-1 ahead. Then it could have been a very different story. But full credit to Ghana, and especially the veterans. Sule Muntari, that interception which led to the second goal. That is what a classy midfield player is. Reading the game, prompt release, and Asamoah Gyan, an excellent finish, making up for that penalty miss of 2010. It was so near and yet so far, but the Germans always renowned for their fighting qualities. And you talked that 7-7-1. You can put another statistics, 5 in 2002, 5 in 2006.
He scored in 4 World Cups.
4 in 2010, and now 1, and maybe more to come.
Maybe
more to come. Of course, the 5 in 2002, the bulk of them were against Saudi Arabia.
Yes. Coach Karim Ben Sharifa, now the Germans, in a sense, you know, too often when you play the big teams, the other teams tend to give them too much of respect. But not in this case. Ghana gave as good as they got.
Yeah, I liked the way Ghana even started the game. Of course, second half was much better as a game, but first half Ghana was very much into the game, and in many moments of the game they took the game away from the Germans, and I'm sure Joachim Low will learn many things from this game, because there was weaknesses. There was weaknesses on the choice of players, maybe there was weaknesses on the system as well that he used, especially on the first half.
Right. Also, you know, Novi, when you look at the Germans, they attacked very well down the flanks and all, but have we seen a chink in the armour?
Yes, as Karim has been saying, they are vulnerable. They didn't look the all-conquering selves as they were against Portugal. I think Ghana defended in depth, the man-to-man marking. Ghana, I think, revived the pride of Africa. Not had a great World Cup so far, but I think this last night, both Ghana and Nigeria have again proved that they can match the best possible. And Ghana, only little misfortune for them was the second yellow to Sule Muntari
in the dying seconds.
Dying seconds. So he misses what is now a very, very crucial match against Portugal.
Okay, Coach Karim Ben Sharifa, let's walk to your corner, because I wanted to ask you something. Last night at the 11:30 show, we spoke about, you know, Bastian Schweinsteiger and that German midfield. Should Jogi Löw play Philipp Lahm back at right back? But when Schweinsteiger came on in the 70th minute, that's where you actually saw the German midfield get some added steel. Till then, Ghana were running all over them.
Yeah, Germany was more on a 4-3-3, you know, with the Müller, Ozil
I think
was
in Argentina. I think.
Sorry. We
just go back and come back to the Germany. Yeah, this one.
So was more on a 4-3-3 formation with the Müller, and Ozil was more on this flank, and Götze was more on this flank. The question is whether Joachim Löw played those three midfielders who are all can do the role of holding midfielders, because there is Philipp Lahm on this holding midfield, Khedira and Kroos. So what is missing in German game is a little bit the link-up play on this position behind. So what happened second half is the change of Ozil pushed the coming of Schweinsteiger pushed a little bit Ozil on this attacking position just behind the striker, and the link between the two between the strikers and Ozil bring that balance into the midfield. So for me the problem is he should play only two players between, maybe sacrifice Philipp Lahm. He's the captain, I know he's important, he doesn't want to put him on the flank, but definitely when he put the three midfielders out of the four that you have, Schweinsteiger, Khedira and Philipp Lahm and Kroos, Germany doesn't look the same. But when there is Ozil behind the striker like Klose and Müller and any player, there is a lot of choices, Podolski, Germany look much better in the link-up play, especially on the final third.
I want to ask you something else as well. All the goals we're now seeing in this World Cup have the forwards or the attacking midfielders coasting in behind the centre backs. Why is that happening, coach? Because at this level, these are elementary mistakes. Saw that with Suarez against Jagielka. We saw that last night when Toni Kroos also went in. Even yesterday, it wasn't exactly a cross. It was a through ball for Sule Muntari to Asamoah Gyan and between the centre backs. Yeah,
it's a very, very good question, because take Ghana, for example, take the goal of Klose, for example, is when the back four, we discussed it last time, when there is a possibility of a cross from this side, the back four is a bit like this, and this player is basically busy with the ball. This player is here, this player is here, this player is here. If you are right to say, because most of the goals are scored when the ball is here, when there is a cross, the goals are scored in this vulnerable position between the centre back and the side back, because when they attack, this side back is moving up, so when he's coming back there is kind of gap. The other problem also is when the ball is around here in this area, everybody is looking at the ball, so the awareness of what's happening behind is very important, and most of the time players are coming from behind to get into these positions, which we had seen
Even in the
almost
Italy
3
game,
goals
yes.
yesterday, and you mentioned also the goal of
Suarez,
of
and even in the
Suarez.
Italy game as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is something I'm very surprised, because at this level, the awareness, communication, and organization in crosses should be much better than that.
Okay, awareness, communication, but also a level of talent, because the great players, the good players, they have a knack of turning up at the right place at the right time. And that is about Miroslav Klose. Came in, was positioned at the right place. He could have been anywhere else. But as I asked you, the good players find themselves automatically at the right position, and he scored.
Well, Miroslav Klose, I mean, even at his age, I mean, he's the fox in the box, just at the right time. He looks clumsy, he looks awkward, but, he's the perfect striker. I mean, both the German goals, even Mario Götze, the way what Karim was explaining on the board, the way he drifted into space, as they say, of course, slightly fortuitous that the header hit the knee and went in. But yes, Klose is a masterclass. Another point I'd like to add is that both Klose and Schweinsteiger brought a little bit of muscle into Germany. Germany were proving a little lightweight, were getting overrun. Ghana were very physical also yesterday,
Yes.
especially the midfield, led by Sule Muntari. And when Schweinsteiger came in, they started winning the battles of midfield. And I think maybe he could rethink. I thought maybe he could have put Philipp Lahm back as right back and brought in
Yeah, that's where
Schweinsteiger
he
much
generally
earlier.
plays, because this is what I asked coach in one of the earlier shows as well. Should he play how he has been playing over the years, or should he play the Bayern Munich way, which is where Philipp Lahm comes and plays in midfield? You wanted to make a point,
Yeah,
Karim.
just a very important point that Novi have mentioned is the physical side of the game. And here we come back again that against Ghana, Philipp Lahm doesn't have that physicality.
Yes.
And even the previous game, whenever he's under pressure physically, he loses that battle. So as I explained here is when Philipp Lahm is there, and when there is 3 midfielders who are positioned with 1 holding midfield and 2 midfield slightly on the side, there is a big problem in the link-up play, in the combination for Germany. But when there is 2 holding midfield, and when Germany have the ball, one of them supporting the attack, we can afford to see one attack in midfield, especially can be Götze, can be Ozil, but the best choice is Ozil behind the striker, and then it looks more balanced. Germany
And you
side.
also have a lot of talent sitting on the bench. Schürrle's on the bench, Podolski's on the bench.
Exactly.
I want to ask you one more question on Miroslav Klose, because he has equaled that record. And we were talking yesterday morning about should he get a chance or should he not get a chance. People will say, the critics will say, yes, he's done it in his 4th World Cup. Ronaldo did it in 3. But it's also a testament. Ronaldo didn't play 94 in a sense. But in a sense, it's a testament to the way he's kept himself fit. Also the hunger. He's 35, 36 now. Didn't have a very good time with Bayern Munich in his last season. Went and played in a different league in Italy. So it's a testament also and a tribute to the way the man's hunger is there to get this record.
Give credit to the man. He is on 15 goals, and he still have games to go. Maybe he will go. Definitely, he may go over Ronaldo. So you take nothing out of Klose performance over the years. He is a very top class striker, and beside all the qualities that you just mentioned, I want to add something, is that we had seen now Sabella, the coach of Argentina, had played a 3-5-2 system. Messi show unhappiness. You had seen England, Rooney played out of position, showed unhappiness. We had
play
seen
Balotelli
Ghana,
anywhere else, he will show unhappiness.
Ghana,
Yes.
a few players who are used to play Essien, Prince Botang showed unhappiness. But Klose, you had seen the almost last few games that Germany played, he is on the bench. Sometimes he's not used, but you don't hear or read reports that Klose is angry with the coach or disappointed. That is something that you should give credit to, the attitude, the positive attitude of Klose beside maintaining himself fit and his quality.
Right, and also you need to be extra fit, Novi, to do that special celebration he does. I mean, for football players to do that while a game, you can enjoy yourself, you never know. Also interesting, last night, the moment he scored the goal, the original Ronaldo actually sent out a tweet saying welcome to the club. But these facts, the stats which we showed on our screen a short while back, tell a story, They had almost double the amount of shots than Germany, Ghana. And it probably will give them a lot of belief when they go into that last game against Portugal.
Yes, a must-win game for them. Though their heroic performance, they are not out of the woods yet. I mean, any of those four can still qualify. Even the German sort of juggernaut is halted. And the important thing is closer, I think, is also, it's the whole German mentality and discipline. You know, the happy squad, they maintain their unity, nobody grumbles. You know, who...
Except Jogilo at times just kicks the ball.
Yeah. Within the squad, he's maintained that atmosphere very well. And he's got on the right people when he's read the game well. He realized they were a little lightweight and he got on Schweinsteiger and Klose. And that made a difference. But Ghana, yes, it's now a must-win game for them against Portugal. Of course, the USA-Portugal match will decide. No, again, we could have one of the, at the end of the second round, an unbelievable fact of USA leading this group against Germany.
Right.
You know, this is a World Cup of major surprises. The day the minnows have arrived.
Ghana will be, in my opinion, Ghana will be looking back at the game of USA and biting their nails that they should have done much more that, because we had seen their quality team and they could have done much better in USA game. They would have been in a better position because now, despite this much improved display, they may be out of the first round.
Yes, but another team which may not be out in the first round is Nigeria, because in the late night kickoff last night, Nigeria kept their qualification hopes alive with a narrow 1-0 win against debutants Bosnia. Now, the Nigerians looked the better team in the opening exchanges, but with 22 minutes on the clock, Miralem Pjanic played Edin Dzeko through on goal, and the striker produced a clinical finish only for the goal to be incorrectly ruled offside. Now, Nigeria continued to threaten in attack and were rewarded in the 29th minute. Peter Odumwingie finishing off a good move down the right. Now, although the Bosnians appealed for a foul in the box, it wasn't given. Dzeko again came close to drawing level deep in injury time, but his effort was denied by the goal post. Nigeria hung on for the 3 points, which means Bosnia, unfortunately, have been knocked out of the World Cup. Okay, time for a break. When we return, we look at a moment of Messi magic that saved Argentina the blushes against Iran. Welcome back. Now, Argentina's keeper Lionel Messi came to his side's rescue with an injury time goal that ended a heroic resistance from Iran and saved the two-time champions from much embarrassment. The Argentines were expected to pulverize their opponents, but they had a surprise in store as Carlos Queiroz's men simply did not roll over and die. Every Argentine move ran into a red brick wall. The Argentinian forward line, led by the captain Leo Messi and the support cast of Sergio Aguero, Gonzalo Higuain and Angel Di Maria, for all their experience, just could not find a way through. And whenever they got a wee bit of space, the finishing left a lot to be desired. Iranian keeper Hajiji played the game of his life to keep out everything that came at him. The Iranians even had a penalty shout waved away, and Raza Guchanejad headed straight to Romero in the Argentine goal. With 4 minutes added on, a ferocious left foot strike from Messi from outside the box broke the hearts of a nation.
We lost to Argentina with pride. We are very proud of the players and the way the team played. Argentina had very few chances to score. We had thought we would lose maybe 3-0. So we are very happy.
I'm happy with the results, but we can't just rely on Messi. We need more than that. Today, Sergio Aguero, Fernando Gago didn't perform. Di Maria performed so-so. The Argentina goalkeeper saved the team twice. We didn't play well, and we need to improve a lot.
Okay, so how did this match pan out? Let's look at this match here. 1-0 for Argentina, 91st minutes goal, 71% possession, 29 for Iran, 19 shots for Argentina, 9 on target, Iran 8 shots and 4 on target, 2 yellow cards for Iran in this game. Novi Kapadia, 24 hours back on this very show, you said that it would probably be the greatest upset in the history of the World Cup if Iran can nick a point. They almost did.
Yes, they almost did. I mean, it was really individual brilliance which finally denied them the point. And not only did they nick a point, they almost got 3 points. I mean, seemingly was a penalty. Reza also really muffed up his header. I mean, you know, if he had a little bit of luck like Mario Götze, who hit the head onto his knee and it went
It was the perfect header. The cross came in, he shot straight at the keeper.
He shot straight at the keeper, and Iran were very good. I mean, they kept their shape brilliantly, you know, and didn't get overawed by Argentina or Messi. I mean, all the superstars of Argentina were left static, including Messi.
Yes.
Except the goal. This is not a match he'd like to show.
Yes, I want to ask that too, Kareem, because you know the headlines this morning will say sensational Messi, but look at the fine print. Argentina were absolutely awful.
Yeah, I was very disappointed with the display of the Argentinian teams. It was slow. There was no flair. You have three or four players there who are playing in the best clubs in the world, and they have tremendous individual abilities, but we rarely seen one-on-one situation where anyone, including Messi, had beat the player and delivered some good combination. So we had seen, in fact, most of the opportunities or the chances was created by the defenders, by Rojo, by the centre back during corners, rather by
also by Zabaleta coming in, yes.
Exactly, rather by the high-profile 3 to 4 players who are making the attack, which we branded as maybe the best attack on this World Cup.
Right. Okay, Kareem, let's walk to your corner again, because, you know, the difference in class was obvious. This Iranian team probably wouldn't even get to the third string Argentina team, but why is it that this Argentina team looked listless? There's something Carlos Queiroz did right. He spoke about how he knew how to shackle Messi, and is that it? Shackle Messi, the Argentina team doesn't know how to play.
Just the score, maybe it should be Messi 1 and Iran 0, but it's okay. So we're talking about Iran coming with a very compact defensive setup with the almost 3 players here, 4 players and 5 in the midfield. Now Argentina came with the 4-3-3 with the Messi floating around, Aguero and Higuain. We had seen many times Di Maria on the flanks, which was you need Di Maria a little bit inside. Rojo was doing a great job by bringing that with. Zabaleta also was doing that. But what was missing in this Germany, in this Argentinian side, is, as we said, in this area, in the attacking side, all these areas here on the final third, they had to use their skills abilities. You know, we want to see Messi provoking players here and trying to penetrate on a solo run, which will give a lot of free kick for Argentina, which we know Messi is good at that.
Also this one-to-one passing was not there.
Exactly.
No slick passing, patient build-up, and that gave time for 9 players to be in the box.
Definitely, for Iran defense was having easy job because there was a lot of players static. We want to see Higuain when the ball maybe with the midfield, we want to see Higuain coming out, which he will draw a little bit this player, and then Di Maria penetrate on that space. But what we end up seeing is slow build up here, and at the final 15 minutes of the game, we start seeing either Zabaleta or Di Maria or Rojo on that side, delivering hopeful crosses in the box, which you know that especially the two centre backs when they stand up in front of Aguero, of Messi, there is no chance, and they prove it. They won most of the high balls.
Right, Novi. Apart from this, you touched upon that penalty claim. I think we have some stills, and we're going to play that out. Was that a clear-cut penalty? Because that would have sparked the game into life.
If they'd got that penalty and converted, it could have been a totally different story. It did seem a very close call.
Yes, we can see that on our screens right now.
Yes.
I want to even ask coach that, because as a coach, when you look at this, he seems to have taken the player down, the corner is not given, so clearly there was something the referee missed.
See, when there is a challenge of that sort, when the defender take on the player as well, there is a big contact between the defender and the striker, we look at, did he get a touch on the ball? Did he touch the ball? So the referee, in my opinion, is wrong, because had he had given a corner, that means the defender had touched the ball, then take the players with him, so there is no penalty. But since he didn't give a corner, that means the defender didn't touch the ball. So then why that challenge, rough challenge on the striker? Why the striker is falling down? And on the replay, especially from the angle, it showed clearly that the defender didn't touch the ball, took the player, and in my opinion, it's a clear penalty.
Ashkan Desge, who nearly got that penalty, had an outstanding game. The way he ran at the Argentinian defense. He was a German youth international who then switched nationalities. But we should give credit to some of the Iranian players also. Defender Sadeghi.
They ran their socks off.
Javid Nekunam, the way they intercepted, and the important thing was not overawed, physically matched, in fact, outclassed the Argentinians.
Yes.
They played with great pride. Iran gave an Italian-like display. The way the Italian defense of
the old Italian defense,
used
not
to play.
Chiellini and Barzagli.
So suddenly Iran is the sort of Italy of Asia.
Yes.
I still believe that Iran, the way they played, take nothing out of them. They stopped Argentina. They could sneak a point. Maybe they deserve a point. But I still question the strategy of Queiroz, who is known most of the previous games that even when he was with Portugal was ending up with 0-0 scores. So I feel that with a little bit positive coach, Iran should attack slightly more and should be more confident on going forward. We had seen the supporters saying that we could have lost. We was waiting to lose 3-0. These kind of feeling, which I feel also Queiroz, the way he parked the two buses, was in the same mentality. I think if they was a little bit positive with the players, they could have done something better.
Okay, apart from all the criticism, let's also acknowledge a moment of greatness, because it had to be him. It had to be Messi to find a way through, because the rest of the support cast, as he mentioned, Aguero, Di Maria, Higuain, they're worth about collectively 100 million. They obviously didn't look more than 10 million. There was nothing there, but it had to be Messi. But how long can this one-man show go on? This is not 86 anymore.
The thing is that they were a pale shadow of themselves. In fact, that's why the Argentinian coach had to change both its strikers. That was very telling. I mean, that both Aguero and Gonzalo Higuain, who sort of seemed also disinterested, are they hiding injuries? Well, Messi has, at least to his credit, come to the rescue time and again. And in such matches, I mean, that is the glory of football. It is of an individual genius. The way he curled that ball, it was the narrowest of openings.
And all the 10 players from Iran were behind the ball in a sense at that point. But Karim, you were mentioning something, you touched upon something as well last night. You were saying that probably the spirit isn't exactly what it should be in the Argentina team.
You just have that feeling, because even Messi, having the armband of the captain, have improved his confidence and his performance. But whether Messi have the personality to lead players like Aguero, like Higuain, I just feel the way, especially up front, the way they look at each other when there is a mispass or there is a true pass or a player lose the ball, it just seems to me not. We are not finding that spirit.
That spark is missing in a sense.
Exactly, of a Chile team or of a Uruguay,
French, yes.
or Uruguay. It's just not the same.
It's unfortunate in a sense, because you've seen what France and Holland, two teams which traditionally do not get along with each other, are doing. Let's move on. We'll take a break right now, and when we return, we look at the games coming up tonight, including the first one, the Red Devils, Belgium versus Fabio Capello's Russia, who may again park the bus. back. Let's take a look now at the games coming up tonight. The first kickoff is at the Maracana in Rio and pits the Red Devils against Fabio Capello's Russians. Now, Belgium are the dark horses for the tournament and showed great character and resilience after coming back from a goal down to beat Algeria 2-1. Coach Mark Wilmots probably got his selection wrong in that game, and he will probably start with Dries Martens on the flank to give Belgium that much needed width. Eden Hazard did not impress in that opening game, and he will have to crank up a gear, as Fabio Capello's Russians aren't exactly the side that will give Belgium space for their creative talents to exploit. The Russians drew their opening game against Korea 1-1. Novi, Belgium struggled to break down a solid Algeria in a sense, and expect much more of the same against the Russians?
Well, it depends on what outlook Capello takes to this match. I mean, Russia are in a spot of bother. They've drawn with Korea, a match they were expected to win. Now, do they just go for a point here and then hope to beat Algeria in the last match? It'll depend on Capello's outlook. But I think Belgium has shown that they have a lot of variety. They can bring on Fellini and, other players. And maybe they will, after they've got over that first match blues. There's a lot of tension playing your first match. Other important factor, how fit is Vincent Kompany? Because Russia very dangerous on the counter-attack.
He's missed 2 days of training.
Yeah, 2 days of training. Kokorin, very quick on the counter-attack. Without Vincent Kompany, then marshalling the defense, they could be caught by the Russians. This will be a cracker of a match.
Kompany would be thinking, I think the EPL season got over. Why am I doing the same job once again? Kareem, the Russians, in a bit, are you surprised? Because 2008 we saw great flair in the Euros where Arshavin was part of that team. And what we're seeing now, defensive, and then add to it Capello, the rigid Capello which is there.
Well, Russia is in transition period. They are rebuilding their side. Capello is maybe thinking of the future of the next World Cup, which will be in Russia. So they are in transition time, and I don't think he will be blamed much by the Russian Federation. Maybe it's a project which they already discussed. Though I believe that players like Zaguev should be on the starting 11, because this Russian team, it was very obvious on the first match, they need some experience, they need some leadership, especially going forward. And I do think it will be different. Belgium will be different match than Belgium Algeria, because Russia, I still believe they will come out. They will.
There's no option now in a sense.
They will try to attack as well, and that will make the game more pleasant. And that's an opportunity to see whether Belgium is really a dark horse or not.
Right. Okay. The match of the day, though, that is coming up comes from steamy Manaus deep inside the Amazon. Portugal are battling to stay alive in the World Cup, and they take on Jurgen Klinsmann's USA side that beat Ghana 6 days ago. Portugal's future in the tournament is at stake after that hammering they received from the Germans. Paulo Bento will have to make tactical changes as well, with defender Pepe getting sent off in that game and Fabio Cantro moving World Cup getting over due to injury. However, the bigger worry for Portugal is the fitness of their captain, Cristiano Ronaldo. Reports surfaced early in the week that his World Cup was over after he limped out of training. Doctors have reportedly advised the reigning World Player of the Year to pull out or risk a long spell on the sidelines. Ronaldo, however, is determined to get his side over the line. But it will not be easy against the Americans, who are now starting to make a mark regularly at the World Cups. Jurgen Klinsmann is a canny coach who has the experience at the highest level as a player, and he favors an attacking approach. Novi Kapadia, all eyes on Ronaldo. So much speculation, it all boils down to him. Will he be able to get them over the line, or will he be able to take the field in the first place?
Yes, that is the first important factor. How fit is he? Even if he plays, is the knee holding up? And it's not only, Portugal's future, it's Ronaldo's, future in the World Cup. I mean, how will he be remembered? He has to make an impact for Portugal. It's a do-or-die match for Portugal. Klinsmann, a very canny coach who also likes to attack. USA know they are in a very good position. For Portugal, it's a must-win match. They do have the ability. They have lots of very outstanding players.
Right.
And they have probably got over that sort of humiliating defeat against Germany. And without Pepe, I think there'll be a more disciplined
side, yes.
Disciplined side. And if they forge ahead, if Portugal can get an early goal, I think they have too much firepower for what is basically a very young USA team who could be overawed by some of the superstars in Portugal.
Coach, explain this from a coaching perspective. Everything in Portugal revolves around this one man. and there's so much speculation. Is it not bound to affect the psyche of the other players in the team?
Sometimes yes, depend on how the star player, which is Ronaldo, how is his life in the group of Portugal, how is his relationship with the other teammates. You know, if it's close relationship, then I think nobody mind that he have that starship or even inside the team. But if there is a competition somehow in the team, sometimes it do affect.
Novi, Klinsmann, you touched upon him in a sense, won the World Cup, won the European Cup as well. He would be telling his team, listen, hang on, this is the team which has lost their first game badly. There are issues within the team. They're there for the taking. Go and beat them and qualify.
No, he is a great motivator. We saw, I mean, the change for Germany that he brought about in 2006, it's because of Klinsmann. Joachim Löw is reaping the benefit.
Before that.
Yes, he's made them an attacking team. What is more, he is very scientific coach. You know, in Germany, when he was training Germany for the 2006 World Cup, he got fitness trainers from USA, you know, which was unthinkable. I mean, the old guard in Germany was shocked to get an American to help a German football team, thrice World Cup champions.
Right.
So Klinsmann is not averse to using technology, motivation, and he's, you know, dropped people like Landon Donovan. He's also building a new look USA team, getting people who, you know, played their football in Germany, using the migrants very well. So Klinsmann's team is going to do very well. Again, a very close call, but I would here give advantage Portugal.
Okay, advantage Portugal. That's a 3:30 a.m. kickoff later tonight. So that's the one which is going to be keeping us awake. Also in action are Group H minnows South Korea and Algeria. Now with both sides needing a win to stay in the hunt for a spot in the last 16. Okay, time for our final break on the show. When we return...
Again, what a great ball! DK Hill!
Yes, we tell you how teams keep their spirits high despite exiting the tournament. Let's take a look now at what you have been writing on Twitter. The first one comes away from Social Spartan. This World Cup is gonna be interesting. Nice use of that phrase there. The next one comes away from Dibya Pal. He says, be it through head or through leg, closes Ronaldo's record. The next one coming up on our screen is from Harshvardhan. Argentina rescued by the stunning left foot of the god. This time the World Cup is ours. Leo Messi, you beauty. But Messi can't do it alone, Harshvardhan. He needs his team with him. Akshay Kanitkar writes, Messi saw one of India's matches where Dhoni won the match by scoring 6 on the last ball. He did exactly that. A tweet of the day is from LFC 360. This is in reference to the Germany-Ghana game. And he writes, this is the first time in a long time since I didn't want a game of international football to end. Yes, it was that kind of game. Here's a look at how you can join the conversation. All you need to do is tweet IBN Live with the hashtag Worlds Cup. Remember that Worlds comes with an S. Kareem Ben Sharifa and Novi Kapadia have been enjoying their time on Twitter. So write into them and ask them questions. We'll take them on the show. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Go have a good day's sleep and we'll see you back later at 7:30.